Tawra from livingonadime.com.
And I'm Jill from livingonadime.com.
Who wrote Penny Pinchin' Mama, 500 Ways I Lived on $500 a Month, and co-wrote with me Dining on a Dime Cookbook, 1,200 Ways to Save on Your Grocery Bill, recipes and tips. We've got over 450 recipes in here, so good deal. And I guarantee you will save the first time you go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Every single person. We have a 100% return policy that if you don't like it, you can return it. I've had 3 returns on 450,000 books.
Yeah.
And they were vegan. Which is kind of dumb because there's only 40 recipes in here that use... Well, no, that was vegetarian. There's only 40 recipes that use meat in here. So, yeah. So, anyway, today we are talking about how Mom lived on $500 a month. Toiletries.
How to save on toiletries.
Now, we're going to do a video on our makeup routine specifically because apparently we have beautiful skin and we didn't know it. And so today we're talking about toiletries like shampoo and perfume and toilet paper, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Everything like that. Everything that you need for those types of things.
Yeah, hotel freebies.
Hotel freebies, that's good.
We're filming we're just live on Facebook as we're doing this. And one of our Sarah said, hotel freebies. But that's part of it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that
it really is.
part of it, actually. So, yeah.
First of all, I'm going to start out with shampoo because, you're laughing, shampoo is a bit, I just am amazed at how much shampoo people use.
Yeah.
I finally discovered, and I had to do this out of desperation because I just didn't have the money to spend on all this stuff, and I had to figure out ways to save. So if you look on the shampoo bottle, it says to wash your hair twice. Wash it, rinse it, wash it again. So I got to thinking, I think too much sometimes. My poor brain, gets fried. I got to thinking, why do I have to wash it twice? When I wash my hands with soap and I rinse them, they're perfectly clean. Why do I have to do my hair 2 times? I don't wash my hands twice with soap, to get them clean. So why should I have to do my hair? So, and I had long, oily hair. I mean, it was bad oily. And so I went and started experimenting and just started washing my hair. Well, I tried it on the kids first. I used you guys for the guinea pigs. And I tried it on their hair. They did fine with one shampooing. I did one fine, then I tried it on mine. I did fine with one shampooing on my hair. And so at that point, I started shampooing my hair only one time and rinsing it, and it did really good.
And how much shampoo did you use?
Well, if you think about it, that would be half. I saved half the amount of shampoo because I wasn't doubling it, and doing it twice. So I saved half on that. Now, the other thing is, on that same shampoo, most people tip that bottle or you have a pump that pump, and whoosh, you get this huge, probably at least a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons full of shampoo on your hair because you think you need that much to get all that suds. The suds isn't cleaning it, but we feel like it is, so they put suds in there to make us feel like. But I use about a dime size and no more shampoo on my hand to wash it. So not only did I save half again, then I saved it a half again because I used half the amount of shampoo on the one shampoo I do.
Shampoo would last us a good...
I figured it up. I go through a year and a half to 2 years is one bottle of shampoo. Just one of those person. 16 ounce.
Yeah, for one person.
For one person, 16 ounce bottle lasts me for almost 2 years.
And even for us, as a family of 7, I have it in a pump bottle and say tell them to use one pump. Now, whether they do or not, I don't think so. But a bottle of shampoo will last about 3 months in our house. One daughter has her own shampoo. So 6 people using the shampoos. So
and another thing about the shampoo, when I use just a small amount, what people do is they put it on their hair and it's not lathering like they want, so they add more shampoo to get that lather. Don't do that. Add more water. Sometimes you don't get your hair quite wet enough, and that'll reactivate that and get that lather that you like going. And
if you use product in your hair, soak your hair first with
product.
Rinse it well. Scrub it without anything in it.
Without anything in it. Scrub it.
And then shampoo.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then of course, now I've gone one step further, and I use the baking soda, which we
So
got.
she doesn't even use shampoo.
So I don't even use
now.
shampoo now anymore.
And we have that recipe in the link below.
But the thing, that same thing goes with cream rinse. Instead of putting mounds of cream rinse on your hand, just use a little tiny bit. Do not put it on your scalp, this cream rinse. Put it on the ends of your hair. You'll use less that way. And do that. Now, soap, if you use like bar soap in the where do you take a shower? In the shower. If you use bar soap, keep that bar of soap away from the water, the shower that's spraying down. Try to keep it at the opposite end of the shower, and put it on some kind of a little container, soap dish, or something that keeps it up out of the water. The thing that why most people waste and go through so much bar soap is because it gets wet. I have used, and it's one person. I do take a shower twice a day, but it takes me almost.
You take a shower twice a day.
Twice a week. I take a shower at least twice a week. In the summer, I do a little bit more. And this summer, when I was taking one almost every day, that same bar of soap has lasted me almost 6 months. Because I kept it dry. What happens as that soap stays dry, and if you have regular bar soap, leave it out of the wrapper, because the harder the soap can get, the longer it'll last you and do for that type of thing.
Yeah, another idea, one of our viewers, Brenda, she said, sprinkle baby powder in your hair to help dry it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I put charcoal in baby shampoo for my son who has really oily hair. I put activated charcoal in there because I make soap. And so I know the charcoal helps absorb acne. Helps clear acne and absorbs the oil. And so that's an oil control shampoo for him that works really well. But it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg for a specialty shampoo. So.
Yeah, but something like cornstarch or something like that, if you want to go longer in between shampoos. I had an aunt, a great aunt. She was in her 90s. She had the most beautiful hair I have ever seen. It looked spotless, clean, fluffy. It was just gorgeous long hair. She had never shampooed her hair in her whole life. She never put any shampoo. She just used the cornstarch on it all the time. So you can do that. Another thing, I find it very interesting because I spend almost zero money on toiletries. I don't know why, but I use very, very little. My toiletries tend to last and last and last. And, God, I think, honors us when we take what he gives us. I think, and we try to do the best we can and use it wisely and be careful with it and not just are wasteful. I think God honors us in that. I really do. And he allows, it's kind of like the widow in the Bible. Remember when it was Elijah went there and he told her to put the oil and the flour grain in the pots, and the pots never ran dry. I think God can do that in our lives. He really can. He allows that stuff to last. If we're trying to do the very best we can with our money and be wise stewards, he allows that stuff to go on. And this here perfume is a perfect example of that. Okay, I told Tawra, I think it was it for my birthday or last Christmas? I think it was last Christmas. This perfume was right up to here. And I told her at Christmas, I said, I'm going to need some more perfume. That's how I get a lot of my toiletries. I'll tell Tawra and ask her to get them for, a gift.
No, but not a lot. I mean, you have a special shampoo you like now that I get. And perfume.
Perfume and
I
lotion.
don't like buy you soap and stuff.
No, not soap. Yeah. But, lotions. I had to get me lotions. And so I use...
But... Okay, if you are in that desperate of a situation, ask for those things for gifts.
Yeah, if I need the lotion or something, I'll ask you for it. So this, I think it was last Christmas, and this is a year later now. And I use this perfume every single day. And this, I keep thinking, isn't my imagination? Am I going insane? But it was up to here. And look, I still have this. I asked for perfume last year, and I haven't even opened my new bottle yet. Because this just keeps lasting. And I really think that God, that's a special treat to me to have that perfume because I like using it. And it's like he allows that to last longer, you know. But be careful with it. I don't go insane.
Spray your whole body.
I don't go insane with this stuff.
Do one spritz.
And I try to be really careful with the stuff I do use and not allow them to dry out. Let's see, what other type of toiletries are there?
And that's your Giorgio, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Giorgio. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for acne, I have 4 teenagers now. And so a couple of tips for acne and eczema. I have one with eczema and acne, and then just some acne kits. So when you get the acne pads that help clear that up, cut them in half. You don't need a full one for all of that. You don't need the same ingredient for all the things. So like if you get I don't know how you say it. Is it salicylic? How do I say that, dear? Salicylic acid. You don't need it in your toner and your acne pads and your wash and your mask. Or, you know, I guess it's not in mask usually. But what I'm saying is don't get the same ingredient for you're just buying the same thing.
Exactly, yeah.
So buy a wash that has it in there or the acne pad, but you don't need both. Now, I will find baby shampoo works the best. For the skin with the kids, and I have added also charcoal into the baby shampoo, and my acne kids use that also, and that helps.
Well, that's another thing. Don't go with these expensive brands. Even though they say all over Pinterest, all over the internet, use this expensive, wonderful brand in anything. Start out with the least expensive you can find and try it. It might actually work for you.
Yeah.
Don't start with the most expensive. Start with the least expensive and then work your way on up.
And some things to do, like if I've got a conditioner and it just is horrid on my hair. First of all, on all of these products, nowadays, Walmart, Target, the grocery store, keep your receipt for a product you're trying new and return it if it doesn't work. If you've only used like a quarter of a bottle or even half the bottle, return it and they will give you a refund. But let's say you lost the receipt or whatever. You can use things like conditioner on your legs for a shaving cream instead of buying shaving cream. First of all, you don't need to buy shaving cream to shave your legs.
No,
you can just use soap.
All these things are just, the shaving cream is just a new product to get you to buy more.
Buy men's, if you just have to have shaving cream, buy men's shaving cream instead of women's because it's cheaper. Where was I going with, I was returning things to Walmart. Oh, so use the shaving cream on your legs. Find other purposes. When the shampoo that I bought was horrid, like how do they even sell this stuff? Lost the receipt, couldn't take it back. I think it was like $1 anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I turned it into hand soap. Or I put it into a hand soap.
If you have delicate undies that you need to wash by hand, use it to wash out those delicates.
Use it to wash the collar of shirts so that they can.
You know what's really good for the collar of shirts is your cleanser that you use for your makeup. Because it's the collar of your shirt is the same oil that's on your face. So your cleanser that you use on your face works really good to get that off. And
back to the hotel
shampoo's
samples.
Even better.
My grandmother one time, for a while they were traveling, she had a huge collection of hotel samples. That's what she uses for her hand soap. She puts one of those hotel ones out. That thing will last 6 months.
I know.
But it's like every time I go, it's the same soap. But I helped a friend move one time. I helped her pack up some stuff. They were behind, and I went over and helped her move. She's like, oh, I have all these hotel samples. I kid you not. I had a bag, or a basket, that was like this big, this deep, completely stuffed full of hotel samples. And I finally, because I started making soap to sell in as a hobby, soap coming out the wazoo, I finally gave it to our local women's crisis center. But if I needed it, I would keep it and just tell everybody, okay, here's the shampoo we're using, here's the conditioner, here's the bars of soap, take it out of this basket. I'm not buying any more until this is gone. Don't buy any more. If your family, if your family hollers about, say, you know what, this is the shampoo we need to use, there's nothing wrong with it, it works just fine, put the basket right
Yeah.
there and let them use it.
That's one thing that helps if you don't have like 7 or 8 shampoos out there, that each family member has to have their own special especially young kids don't need special different things and everything. So
yeah, and so
use little of it. Always use little. If you're putting, no matter what it is, you don't need a ton of any. Oh, lotion. You know what? I use a bottle of lotion will last me forever. Okay, if you take and you put lotion on and you find yourself going and you're rubbing it in and you're rubbing it in and you're rubbing it in, you have used too much lotion. You should be able to put that lotion on, rub it in, and it'll all be taken care of. Just in 1 or 2 rubs, it should all be in. And don't think by using more it's going to make your hands softer or better. It doesn't. Once you get that first film on, that's all you need. So if you're rubbing that lotion on your body or your hands or what, you're using way too much. That's how these things last me so long is I know to use just a tiny bit. Now, start out with a tiny bit, and if you don't have quite enough, then add more. But think small. And
like Mom's thrift store, our thrift store isn't quite as good about this, but like Mom's thrift store, when we lived back in Kansas, one time they had, and I mean it was huge, a large bag full of hotel samples for $1 at the thrift store someone had turned in. Mom is continually buying her Mary Kay makeup at the thrift store.
It's sealed. A lot of it's all sealed, never been used. And even
I will purchase things at garage sales. Just open it up. You can see if it's been used or not. For makeup, I would not buy used makeup.
No, don't buy used.
I have no problem buying used shampoo or used body wash or something like that. Those are things people aren't putting on their body and putting it back in the bottle.
Yeah, as long as you can't put it back in the bottle, you're good to go.
So go to garage sales. I will find Mary Kay at garage sales for $1. Mom does all the time.
Still sealed in the package, never been used or anything.
Yeah.
So check those places
let's
and like
see,
that.
what else have we missed? Trying to
think.
Even
things, I do dumb things like I never buy cotton balls because half the medicines I get, a lot of medicines, you can pull a cotton ball out of there, and so I just put it in a little jar and keep those cotton balls. So I've never bought a bag of cotton balls before.
Toilet paper. We did a whole video on toilet paper, but we fold and we don't wad.
Do not wad.
You'll use about 6 squares if you fold, and you'll use about 20 to 25 squares if you wad. So teach your kids and you to fold your toilet paper, don't wad it.
But if you multiply that down, let's think about this. Let's say you use 24 squares wadding and 4 squares when you fold. That means you use 6 times as much toilet paper as you really need to. Yep. 6 times. That's a lot of packages of toilet paper that you use extra. And that's how we save on this stuff, by thinking it through, figuring out the math on it. And
on medicines and that kind of thing, always buy the off-brand, generic brand. Really, I have not found any difference at all between the name brand. You need to look at the ingredient list and see what the active ingredient is and see what that is. Also, I go to beautypedia.com, which is a gal who reviews products on the counter, and then she sells her own. But she reviews all the makeup too, and so I go and look there and see if there's something harmful in there that wouldn't work. Cheap Kleenexes would be, just don't use so many for every single thing,
Oh yeah, you shouldn't use them to take off your makeup or anything like that.
Use a wash rag to do those things.
And I use toilet paper a lot.
Yeah.
I use Kleenexes, but if I happen to be in the bathroom, my nose is running, I'll just grab a little small chunk of toilet paper.
Yeah. And you can do things like for eczema, put olive oil on your skin, avocado oil. Those are a lot cheaper.
I know I'm going to get in trouble here. I'm sorry. We're going to get in trouble. I know I call them fat oils. Not fat oils, fat oils.
FAD.
Yes. And like coconut oil and argan oil are the big things. Be careful with some of this stuff. I know they work great and they work nice, But I have done coconut oil and I've done olive oil, and they both do exactly the same on my skin.
Yeah.
And the coconut oil is like way more expensive. So once again, try the inexpensive. Baby oil works just as good, you know, as to me for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So go with the least. Don't, just because everybody's saying, oh, you got to try this coconut oil, you got to try this stuff. And celebrities, we get a lot of this from like the celebrities. Try these oils and stuff. Well, they maybe have money to spend on this, but I don't have. And it doesn't, it does no different on my skin. You know, oil pretty much is oil. You could almost use Crisco or vegetable oil and get almost
You can use Crisco if you need
and
to.
get the same results for softening your skin. It's more of the exotic.
Yeah.
In our mind is what works better for that. So.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's pretty much how we save on toiletries. I don't know.
Use a smaller amount and start out with the least expensive if you can.
Yeah. Just don't use so much.
Yeah.
So that's how we save on toiletries. Penny Pinching Mama, 500 Ways I Lived on $500 a month, and our Dining on a Dime cookbook, which we also have homemade beauty products in here, like my lotion bars and lip balm and those kinds of things. We have those recipes in here. So you can only save on toiletries on top of groceries. We're just that brilliant. Anyway, you can get the link in the description below. Please visit us at livingonadime.com, and we will be back with another section in this series. I'm not sure when, but we'll be back with it.
Bye.